For almost 1,000 years, one of the most extraordinary cities on Earth stood shrouded in secrecy. Behind the dry mountains of southern Jordan, a silent city awaited, hidden within red and rose-colored cliffs. Its temples whispered no stories. Its carved doors opened only to shadows. Water channels lay parched beneath the relentless desert sun. The strangeness of Petra is not merely its stone-carved beauty. It should not have existed at all. Most ancient cities blossomed beside rivers, thriving on the life they provided. Egypt thrived along the Nile. Mesopotamia flourished with the Tigris and Euphrates. But Petra emerged defiantly in a desert, a land parched, thirsty, filled with cliffs, heat, and silence. Yet, even in that, markets bustled with life. Camels arrived laden with goods from distant lands. Craftsmen chiseled stone into forms of beauty. Families rested in homes carved from the very mountains. Water flowed through hidden channels, and gardens flourished where the ground seemed too unforgiving to support life. This is the first mystery. How did a city thrive in a place where life? The answer lies not with kings or armies, but with the Nabateans, a people who knew the desert better than anyone else. Initially, they were not renowned builders, but nomads traversing the Arabian deserts and the land that is now Jordan. Their world revolved around roots, memory, animals, tent, a hidden spring between rocks, a safe path through a canyon, a mountain's shadow against the sun. These were the signs that guided them. To outsiders, the desert appeared empty. To the Nabateans, it was brimming with information. This was their first strength. They understood the harsh lessons of the desert. In a place where water is life, the Nabateans possessed the most valuable knowledge of all: where to find water. This knowledge transformed their existence. Ancient rock carvings and inscriptions served as silent messages. Camels carved into stone pointed towards roots, while names etched upon walls marked places of memory. These were not mere decorations. Slowly, this knowledge grew into something greater. Water became the catalyst for movement. Movement fueled trade. Trade birthed wealth. Wealth granted power, and that power in time manifested as Petra. But Petra was not the beginning. It was the final masterpiece, a culmination of earlier steps. One such place was a high, rocky stronghold known as Sela. It loomed over the valleys, appearing too harsh for habitation. Why would anyone choose to settle there? The answer lay beneath the surface. Fragments of pottery hinted at human presence. Chisel marks revealed purposeful design. Cave dwellings provided shelter. Post holes indicate this haunting detail. A tent beside a carved cave symbolized a shift. The nomadic life stood at the threshold of a new civilization. The Nabateans were evolving. No longer merely wanderers, they were learning to settle, to transform rock into protection, and to make the mountains. Then came the deeper secret. Hidden from view, water tanks secretly carved into the rock awaited discovery. Rainwater could be captured, stored, and safeguarded. A seemingly dry landscape concealed a complex engineering wonder. This was not mere chance. It was a new way of perceiving the desert, where once they mastered this system, they were ready for Petra. By the time it rose to prominence, the ancient world thrummed with trade. Frankincense and myrrh flowed from southern Arabia. Spices traveled from India. Silk arrived from China. These were not ordinary goods. Yet between these worlds lay the desert, and the Nabateans controlled it. This control rendered them powerful in ways easily overlooked. They did not need to own every product. They controlled the roads, the water, the safe passages through a treacherous land. Petra became a city of movement, money, and survival. It was more than just a beautiful spectacle carved into cliffs. It was a complex economic machine hidden in the mountains. The stone facade masked intricate systems of life. Channels directed water through the rock. Dams tempered sudden floods, and cisterns held rain, sustaining life. The Nabateans understood a vital truth. Rainfall is rare in the desert, yet when it comes, it strikes with fury. Most feared flash floods, but the Nabateans captured them. They turned danger into resource, transforming storms into sustenance, and a violent desert into a source. Many overlook this secret when gazing upon the treasury. Petra was not merely carved stone. It represented hidden water, a city built upon invisible intelligence. At its zenith, Petra housed around 30,000 people, an astonishing number in such an arid landscape. 30,000 lives required water, food, shelter. Markets teemed with life. Traders arrived with exotic wares from far-flung places. Stone carvers struck the cliffs, shaping doorways, tombs, temples, and halls. Families dwelled within the mountain's embrace. Water workers maintained channels after storms, while children heard echoes of footsteps long before foreign travelers. For them, Petra was not a mystery, it was home. Modern perspectives see monuments, but ancient inhabitants experienced daily life. A carved room provided shelter. A water tank promised survival, and a trade route represented food on tables and work for families. The Nabateans intertwined beauty and survival, crafting a life that was both functional and stunning. The desert surrounding Petra may not have been as desolate as imagined. Ancient terraces, dams, channels, and catchments illustrate the Nabateans' attempts to coax the land into bloom. They slowed rushing waters, capturing rich soil as it cascaded from mountains, cultivating olives, wheat. This was not a mere city hidden in rocks. It was a civilization reshaping the desert. Perhaps that is what makes Petra feel so surreal, a city carved from cliffs, coupled with an engineered oasis. The Nabateans were not just artists, they were thinkers, masters of water, yet every system is dependent on the world it inhabits, and that world began to shift. In 106 AD, Petra and the Nabatean kingdom succumbed to Roman control. The transition was mostly tranquil. Rome enveloped the region into its vast empire, and for a time Roman roads appeared, and the city welcomed Roman-style buildings and baths. The old Nabatean world did not vanish instantly. However, beneath the surface, a profound change was taking root. The ancient economy began to transform. Sea routes gained prominence, allowing ships to transport goods more swiftly and cheaply than lengthy. The roads that once enriched Petra began to lose their significance. The caravans that brought wealth through the desert became less frequent. This quiet truth of history reveals a city can shine brightly one era and become fragile in the next. Petra's strength stemmed from water and trade. When trade diminished, so did wealth. Without functioning water systems, life itself. Then came the Earth's tremor. In 363, a powerful earthquake ravaged buildings and damaged Petra's water systems. While many cities could rebuild broken walls, Petra's heart was water. Damage to channels and cisterns equated to damage to life itself. People strove to repair what they could. Humans but the old strength began to wane. Another earthquake in 551 brought further destruction. Trade routes quieted. Water systems became harder to maintain. The city that once transformed danger into life started to lose the hidden machinery. Petra did not fall dramatically like an empire in flames. Instead, it faded slowly. A channel broke, left unrepaired. A market grew silent. Dust settled in carved rooms abandoned by families. Paths once traversed by traders and worshippers. Then, for nearly 1,000 years, Petra vanished from the world's knowledge. though not from everyone's memory. The local Bedouin people knew of the city's existence. They lived among and around its ruins, retaining the paths, sheltering in caves, safeguarding the place in local memory, while to the outside world, it became a mere rumor, a strange tale of a city sculpted from red stone, hidden in the mountains of Arabia. But in 1812, Johann Ludwig Burckhardt stepped into that rumor, a Swiss explorer fluent in Arabic. He understood that direct inquiries would yield. So, disguised as an Arab pilgrim, he requested to visit the tomb of Aaron, Moses' brother. This request guided him through a narrow canyon, walls rising around him, twisting paths leading to stone that opened before him. The treasury, silent, he could not openly draw maps or scribble notes without arousing suspicion, but he saw enough. Later, he recounted his experience, reigniting the hidden city in the imaginations of the outside world. Artists, scholars, and explorers flocked to Petra. And once again, yet fame may obscure the deeper story. Today, many recognize Petra as a wonder, familiar with the treasury, the pink stone, and the narrow canyon revealing spectacular views. However, the real essence of Petra remains elusive, hidden in underground water tanks, broken channels, trade routes that once interlinked continents. And the moment nomads halted to carve permanence, Petra resonates through time, embodying both triumph and caution. It illustrates humanity's capacity to create beauty amidst harsh realities. It reveals how intelligence can transform scarcity into strength, how geography can quietly mold power, yet it also serves as a reminder of civilization's fragility, how a trade route shifts, a water system fails, the earth trembles, and a city empties, leaving only stone. Beautiful stone, silent stone, stone that remembered. Perhaps that is why Petra transcends the ordinary ruin. It feels like a secret that survived its own people, a city where the visible monument merely scratches the surface, while the true miracle lies hidden beneath. The Nabateans did not merely carve buildings into cliffs. They etched a way of surviving. They transformed fear into knowledge, knowledge into trade, trade into wealth, wealth into architecture, architecture into memory, all before vanishing into the silence of the world they created. Petra endures because the mountain retained their answer, a red city behind a narrow canyon, a concealed machine of water and stone, a testament to humanity. And perhaps that is the question Petra leaves lingering. How much beauty can humanity forge when survival charts no easy course? how many forgotten hands remain hidden behind the wonders still admired today.